My name is Aaron Selby. I'm the propagator here at Plant a Lights, and these are the newest introductions of new plants that I think have the most merit out of our catalog for this year. There's a mixture of shade plants, and then there's a mixture of sun plants. There's some natives, there's some non-natives. We have a little bit of everything going on, but each one of them has a lot of merit in the garden and are new and improved plants that on something that we may have introduced or have offered in the past. So we'll start with the shade plants. One of my favorites that I can't get enough of, this is Urophysa henryi. This is a little plant that's just like Isopyrum bitternatum. It starts blooming through the winter months, kind of a evergreen perennial, self-sows around. We start this from seed. Great little plant, hundreds and hundreds of nice white flowers that have been prolonged and hanging on. This thing has been flowering in the greenhouse now for probably close to 3 months solid, so just hundreds of white flowers. Good little foreground plant, woodland, likes moderate moisture, nothing too wet. Grow it kind of like as a woodland. All right, another great plant. This is Silene virginica. This is a new seedling called Forged in Fire. We've been growing Jackson Valentine, another clone, for probably a good decade now. And this thing absolutely smokes that clone. It's loaded with tons of bright red flowers. I would say normal Jackson Valentine might have 10 to 15 spikes. This thing is loaded with probably 25 to 30 spikes. You can expect a foot wide rosette probably in about 4 years, and holding somewhere around 40 to 50 flower spikes of bright red cardinal flowers. This is take morning sun, afternoon shade. It likes mainly like a woodland setup, but will tolerate some sun, primarily more intense in the morning. The next I'm going to talk about is a new running fern. This is Athyrium sheareri. This is an Asian specimen that we've been growing and propagating for a little bit. This will spread throughout the garden, creating an evergreen ground cover. Get about 8 to 10 inches tall. It's easy to keep contained, but it is a great texture for a foreground planting in the garden if you like ferns. It resembles our native Polypodium, which is an epiphyte similarly, but it's a lot more coarse and a little bit more vigorous, and the texture is much, much nicer than a Polypodium in my opinion. The next plant we're going to talk about is this collection from Mississippi. This is Carrick Craliana. This is Miss Mississippi. I love all the new Carexes we've been offering. This is a nice broadleaf sedge. This is found in moist woodlands all through the southeast. This can tolerate a decent amount of sunshine in the morning, but really wants afternoon shade. This will spread to about 12 to 15 inches wide and get upwards of about 12 to 18 inches tall. Really, really nice new Carex. Those are the base of the show, and I wanted to also mention this is a new Polygonatum. This is kingianum. This is one we're calling Fusion. Not much to look at right now, but maybe one of my favorite Polygonatums. You can expect a 5 to 6 foot tall false vining spike, and it will be draped with clusters of bright pink and green tipped flowers just draping off the plant. I like to use this mixed in the landscape up against fences, mixed into other shrubs, so it has a little bit of support. But this is a great nuke-proof plant. It goes deciduous, and it will start emerging again as probably right in the next like 4 weeks or so in the garden. So those are all the newest shade plants I like. We're going to now move into the sun. Sun, I've got a lot of stuff here going on. A lot more native stuff. But one thing I want to start off with are our Rhynchospora. We've grown colorata for years. This is a new one called latifolia. This is a brand new clone that is much more upright and clumping. It doesn't run like the Rhynchospora latifolia does. This is a native white star sedge. You'll see this along the coastal plain, and you'll see it out towards the coast a lot. Likes really moisty, boggy conditions, but can also tolerate some slight riparian. Uniform moisture is key though. The next little plant I've fell in love with over the last couple years is this brand new little Aquilegia flabellata. This is a little blue wonder. This thing is a seed strain we grow. It is an evergreen columbine. It only stays about this tall and will self-sow and naturalize all around it. I've established a small clump in a couple years. This is a great new little nuke-proof Aquilegia for the little alpine garden or a nice bright dry spot in your garden. All right, we're gonna move into the Freesias. This is Friia Laxa. I've been growing Friia Laxa for years. We've done both Joan Evans and the straight species. These are some new seed strains we got that are popping all sorts of pink, the lavender hues. This is a brand new one. This is Lavender Lady. It's going to have a very similar color flower to this. These are cool season growers and will start flowering in the garden usually around like March to May here. So that's a great new, easy plant. One of our newest natives that we're offering is Silene Carolina. This is one that we got in Missouri, a wild collection. This is one we're calling Show Me. This is a beautiful, heavy flowering plant that's just starting to bud up right now. In the garden, you could expect a 12-inch rosette. Very easy to grow. Likes full sun, well-draining soil. I would grow it really similarly to this, just kind of shade, sun. I'm excited. I do a lot of agave collecting and growing. This is a new hybrid. This is a hybrid of Victoria Reginae times ovatifolia. This is one we're calling Showtime. This will form an absolute beautiful architectural piece in the garden. This is cold hardy to zone 7B. It's a well-behaved, nice size agave, usually about 2 by 2. Really nice color to it, and really beautiful teeth and stems on it. It's a really nice hybrid. We've been excited to get this one in. All right, another great native we're doing, we've been growing Sulfium Terabenthanium. This is a very nice prairie plant. See this native all through like Illinois, through the Midwest. We've been growing a lot of Sulfiums. They are a sunflower relative. You can expect a deer-resistant sandpaper foliage down at the base of the plant. And then midsummer, you'll be loaded with spikes of 7-foot to 8-foot tall sunflowers. Some of them out in the garden have reached upwards of like 10 to 12 feet. So we're slowly making more and more clonal selections and getting around to getting this out to people. This is a must-have for easy prairie plants. All right, we're gonna jump back to Carex again. This is a Carex that we grow out in the full sun. This is Carrick Dillis. This is Simply Sabine. I've been loving these. These will mass out. These are deer tolerant. The rabbits, I'm not gonna go there yet. But for the most part, this has been a nuke-proof Carex, evergreen, full sun, uniform moisture, absolutely great native. Can't get enough of the full sun Carex. This may be one of my most exciting plants I'm offering this year for the Southeast. This is a native called Leucophyllum frutescens. This is a really nice silver form that we call silver spirit. We have killed hundreds of these things trying to grow them in the Southeast. This is actually a clone that will tolerate our high humidity. This is a beautiful plant, usually found in Texas, in the Southwest. As soon as we get them into our environment here, they shut down, lose their foliage, and absolutely hate it. This has been cold hardy. It's an evergreen shrub here in Raleigh and will be smothered with more bluish to purple flowers. Absolutely gem. This will get about 4.5 feet wide by about 5 feet tall. Great, great shrub. All right. I don't know how many of you guys grow coral beans. This is a new Erythrina. This is Erythrina herbacea. This plant does not look that great right now, but I wanted to grab, this is an old flower spike that will be topped about 5 to 6 feet tall. Erythrina herbacea is usually a native that gets about 3 feet tall and flowers somewhere around 4 feet tall. This is a plant that we picked up in Florida, I believe, at a nursery, and grew it out. And I kid you not, the flower spikes on this thing are upwards about 6.5 to 7 feet tall, and you will get about 12 to 15 spikes this tall on a 4 to 5 year plant, and just loaded with hummingbird attracting flowers. All right, can't talk enough about this iris. This is a new iris. This is one we've had in the garden, and it's been requested for years, and we just haven't had enough of it. We finally got the clump large enough. This is an old clone called Iris insata Satozakura, and it's this beautiful soft pink flower. It's about 4 feet tall once it flowers. It's a very, very, very tall clone, very robust, loves water. I have a nice collection of the swamp irises, and this one is definitely one of my favorites that I've had for years and have enjoyed in this garden. This will be, it spreads very, very nice when it's given moisture, and you can keep the control back with a little bit of dry conditions it'll tolerate once established. All right, and the last plant. I love this plant. It's so exciting to look at right now. No, I'm just joking. This is a pea plant native of Fabaceae. This is something that's called Eisenhardia Texana. This is a native to Texas. It's a very nice foliage texture and absolutely smothered with tons of white flowers in the middle of summer. Probably one of the best pollinator plants in all of the garden here at JLBG. You can expect a 4.5 foot wide by 5 foot shrub in about 4 years. Obviously it's deciduous, but it will start to reflush. I got little buds starting to break here, and we're in early March. So out in the garden, I would say it'd start breaking dormancy probably somewhere around April, mid-April. So those are a few of the new introductions that I can't get enough of. I hope you guys have enjoyed these and consider them. And if you have any plant questions, I'll take them. Yeah, what you got?
The color, is it that dark pink?
It is. So what happens with herbaceae is it comes in this color, but there's also another variety we call, that's a pink flower. It's a much more compressed one, but this is a little bit past its peak color, obviously, but it'll be a little more vibrant, kind of a maroonish red. So yeah, really, really nice. Good plant. Yep. Anything else? Good. All right, well, thanks for giving me a chance to present some new plants and introductions to you guys. Happy planting, and we'll see you next time. Yeah?
Thank you.
Yeah.
Very interesting.
Yeah.